Hello everybody, Joe Bag Donuts here, and welcome back to another episode of Full Metal Daemon Muramasa. Sorry about that delay. I got real sick fucking like the day after I recorded the previous episode. And I'm still feeling it a little. Like, I no longer feel like walking death, but I still kind of have a bit of a raspy cough every now and again, so if you hear me, like, lean away from the microphone and, turn it off, I'm probably hacking out a lung. But for the most part, I feel okay, good enough to record at least, which I definitely was not over the weekend. Like, the first 2 days, just, like, straight up bedridden, and then the following 2 days, it's just kind of like you feel, and you're coughing a bunch, and it's not good. I just got the flu. I got tested. It's fine. They gave us the flu shot at work, and of course, it's the end of the week. I'd been working my ass off all day. My immune system was probably a little bit compromised, and it just fucking hit me like a fucking freight train. I was down and out. And of course, of course, it just so happened to be Veterans Day weekend, my fucking 4-day weekend. I spend the entire day in bed, just like dying. Until the end of the weekend, when I decided, oh, look, my new power supply came in for my computer. Because my new graphics card draws too much power from my old one. It causes crashes every now and again. So I fucking toss that thing in, turn it on, and it's like, it turns on for a split second, and it goes, and then immediately turns off. I'm like, uh-oh. So, pull out, change some cables around, because you're totally not supposed to reuse power cables, SATA cables and all that from your previous power supply with your new one. I totally didn't do that. And when I turned it on again, I'm like, oh, good, look at that, it boots fine. Yep, everything's here. Go to, watch some Victory Gundam, because that's what I'm on. And I'm like, oh, look, the hard drive where I have all that stored isn't registering. That's weird. So, do a little troubleshooting, take them out, replug them in, use different cables, yada yada. It's like, nope, these hard drives are just cooked. New power supply, old cables, bad idea. I'm lucky it was just my, secondary and tertiary hard drive. Like, there's the one, mounted onto the motherboard. That one survived, which fortunately had the majority of my stuff, including Full Metal Daemon Muramasa. I know what game I'm playing. So, didn't have to do any, weird shenanigans to get back to where I was. I did have to, re-download OBS and Photoshop. Totally legally acquired, of course. But then again, fortunately for OBS, all the settings folders are on my C drive, which was fine. It's just the actual, program itself was on my E drive. So, all I had to do was make a new folder for where the recording videos get sent, which is on my new 4TB hard drive, which is fucking amazing to say. It's bigger than my previous 2 hard drives put together, so that's nice. It's unfortunate that I lost those 2, but, really the only thing that's on there is, one is pretty much entirely just anime, and has, my Nexus, Vortex mods for, Fallout and Skyrim, which is, 900 gigabytes, so. All in all, I got off pretty easy for, a pretty serious computer fuck-up. In my defense, it was late at night, and I was, high on 5 different, flu medications, so I wasn't really thinking straight. But, PC runs now. Even, actually order some proper DDR4 RAM, so that way, I can actually get up from 16 total gigabytes of RAM to 32, so my PC, it's zooming now. Unfortunately, I can't put in my new processor because you guessed it, my motherboard doesn't support it. But that's fine. My current processor, it'll hold. Really, the RAM, GPU, that's all that matters. Maybe in a couple of years, I might, do a full rebuild and get a new motherboard, but not for the time being. So, that like top of the line, a $400. Not, oh god, I wish it was $400. It was like a $650 CPU. Just gonna sit on my shelf, you know, as a little talking piece. Anyway, enough of me talking about nothing. Let's talk about the game. Hey, Raicho, looking big, King. Queen, I don't know.
マロのモーニングビューティータイムは邪魔しないようにと言っているでしょう。一大事でございます。昨夜、あろうことか倒幕派のテロリストに不堕落城への侵入を許し。あらそう。
Oh, you don't say.
やったわ。これで幕府はマロのもの。礼儀知らずのシシクはきっと相手が同心様でも手加減なしに攻め立てる。これほどの大失態。
I don't think it was in your plan for Goshin to fucking bite it, but
となれば、同心様はもうマロにすり寄るしか手立てがない。
it kind of threw off the balance.
You
just wanted to knock him down a peg, not like fucking toss him into the shadow realm.
武者をも含む精鋭の敵勢は本丸他数拠点を襲撃、甚大な被害を及ぼし、古学坊遊佐同心様も会えないお最後を遂げられました。
It was more like we just fell on it. We didn't really destroy it.
なんですって。
Also, why do I have Daemon Tool's light up there?
キャノン中さん。
I need to get rid of that. I just
これはどういう
noticed.
ことだと思うね。
That's a program I do have on my computer. It's probably freaking out because it was on one of my drives. And then it's gone. Oops.
さてね。どこかの誰かが歴史の時計を早回ししたがってるんでしょうか。
後世の歴史家は事態の整理にさぞ戸惑うことだろうな。しかし差し当たって我々は自分の心配をせねばならない。
Oh boy, fun politics. Also, man, that guy's mustache is like really high up on his lip.
見ろ少々。歴史の観客になる気はありませんからね。
Like the space between his nose and his upper lip is huge.
役者にならねばならないな。
So bizarre.
歴史を我々にとって居心地のいいものへ変えるためには、苦痛の歴史は我々と我々の祖先のものだ。我々の子孫には引き継がせない。
肯定です。全く肯定です。少々閣下。
What an agreeable sort of two gentlemen we have
本
here.
国の連中の反応はどうだ。
どちらの本国です？
偉大なる女王陛下のお国の方だ。あの声太りすぎたクソく。
もろ手を挙げて喜んでる連中が大半のようですね。これで取りやすくなったと。非戦派の中からも幕府に統治能力がないなら強硬手段による占領もやむなしとの声が。
お軽い連中だ。
本当に何のために我々が長い時間をかけて六原を悪役に仕立て上げ、軍備の増強も容認してきたのか。
No, probably not.
していません。
Even I'm not sure.
とはいえだ。
I mean, I know you kind of want to have him to be like a
もはや
buffer
瓦
state
解
and
したと
ally
言わ
state
ざる
against
を得
Russia,
ない。
but
残念ながら六原幕府の体制はここへ来て決定的です。
ザ・ガジ
you
ェッ
think
ト
they're
も無駄
spiraling
に
the
なった。
toilet?
あれも惜しいですね。ようやく使い物になるというところで。
どう考えるキャノン中さ。
決断の時かと。現状で動くことがベストだとは到底言えませんがね。このままワーストの結果を見守るよりはベターの成果を取るべきでしょう。
Plan B.
新たにプランを立て直すことも決して不可能ではないのでしょうが、我らがゼネラルは生粋無欠の英国騎士にしてちゃんと見える目も持っているお方です。それでもいつこちらの策動に気づくともしれません。
なるほど。
Always
結
plans
論は
within
すでに
plans,
出てい
wheels
ると
within
いうわけ
wheels.
だ。
アワーアメリカのために。
Hell yeah. Some red-blooded American patriots here. Unlike the last guy, he was a different kind of American that I didn't quite gel with. God, what even program is like Daemon Tools Lite? And what a coincidence we're playing Full Metal Daemon Muramasa, and there it is up there. I'm pretty sure it was a tool for like making virtual discs, like for when I was trying to play old visual novels. I would download the file, but then the computer would be like, oh, there's no disc recognized, so I would have to load it in there to make like a virtual CD for my computer to recognize, because I don't have a CD drive, because it's 2023. Really, I should. I might buy an external CD drive and like maybe like a Blu-ray burner, for total legal purposes. Did you hear? Yeah. They say the Crimson Musha did him and the Shogun. You mean it wasn't Kinsego? I hear it was GHQ. Who cares? Point is, the fucker's dead. Finally got what's coming to him. Finally. Hey. Yeah? What happens now? You tell me. How should I know? Anyone else just feel a chill? What's gonna happen to us? To Yamato? Well, whatever it is, it's gonna get a whole lot worse before it gets better.
以上です。
As silence falls, I keep my head lowered to the mat. It is shame, not protocol, that prevents me from lifting it. We emerged from Fudoraku Castle with 2 accomplishments of note. First was the destruction of the outer fort. I still don't know exactly how this happened, only that it involved a great deal of fire. But this result in itself is not the problem. In fact, taken in and of itself, the fort's destruction might be considered in keeping with the prince's objective. The structure was unmanned, so loss of life was minimal. Yet its smoking ruin represents as great a blow to the shogun's majesty as if we had succeeded in our original plan. Unfortunately, we must consider this in light of our other accomplishment, the one human casualty resulting from the fort's collapse. Usadoshin. His death has ruined everything. When the prince set us to infiltrate Rokuhara, it was with a clear, if not simple, request to shift the balance of power in his favor. To shift it, not upend it, which is precisely what we've done. Now the shogunate, having lost its 2 strongest pillars, teeters on the brink of collapse. We failed, and in spectacular fashion. How did this happen? I won't know the specifics until I can ask Ichijo directly, but clearly she did not flee the castle as I'd hoped. Instead, after I disrupted the enemy's trap, she must have pursued the general and forced him into combat, during which the outer fort was somehow engulfed by flame. Ultimately, the specifics mattered little compared to the fact, which, having heard it from her lips, I see no reason to doubt, that Usadoshin died by her hand. I know that she wanted to kill the general for what he did to Lady Sakurako. Frankly, so did I. But in my case, that anger was founded on the understanding that I could not act upon it. And that, I am certain, was our undoing. Because I let that rage, though it served no purpose, smolder in my heart, my arguments against killing the general lacked the weight of conviction. Thus, though she may have accepted my logic, when the moment came and the villain was in her sights, it was not enough to restrain her. She slipped her bonds, cornered her prey, and brought him down. Which brings us to the second reason I failed to control her. I honestly did not believe her capable, not of breaching the general's defenses, nor of defeating such a famed warrior in single combat if she did. I underestimated her strength, and now we are paying the price. In summary, this is all my fault. My task, my overriding purpose in this mission, was to act as a check on Ichijo's impulses. She herself asked for my help in this, and I failed her. What good have I done?
Kageaki-kun.
After some minutes pass without comment, the prince finally speaks. But though his tone is grave, it is not the reprimand I was expecting.
怪我の具合は
Yeah, you kind of lost an
切断
entire
された
hand in
左手
there.
の完治には今少しの時間が必要ですが、他は大事ありません。
I reply without lifting my head. I glance at my left hand, which is spread flat on the mat beside my head. Although the new limb already appears as healthy as its predecessor, beneath the surface, my muscles and nerves are still being rebuilt. It'll be another day or two before I'm back to full strength.
一条君は
Oh yeah, she was real fucked up.
回復しつつあります。しかし、動けるようになるのは今しばらく先かと。
The topic of Ichijo's condition triggers a number of conflicting emotions. Oh. The coffee, it does nothing. Horror, to recall how she looked when I found her. Fear, when I think what could have happened. Relief, when I remember that if I didn't. And finally, disbelief. Her wounds made my own seem paltry in comparison. In addition to having lost 2 whole limbs, her entire body had been charred past recognition. She should have died. Even as a Musha, she should have died. Yes, Masamune's might is worthy of its legend. But that alone cannot explain this miracle. Something else had to be involved, some power entirely Ichijo's own. Once again, I find myself asking, what is she? Have her hatred of evil and devotion to justice truly granted her the strength to conquer death? If so, then there's only one word to describe her. It comes to me with a surge of atavistic awe? Okay. The soul-searing need to throw myself at her feet and declare my absolute loyalty. Ayane Ichijo is a hero.
そっか二人とも読んだのに鍵明君しか聞いひんから心配してたんやけどそんなにひどいとは思わなかったえ
She'll be back, up on her feet in no time. Once she gets her feet back.
重傷は事実ですが、どれほどの負傷でも致命傷にさえならなければ武者にとってはかすり傷と同じ。完治まで要する時間の差があるだけです。宮殿下に置かれてはどうかお心を休んじられますよ。
Yeah, she'll be fine.
そうか
I understand why this is difficult for non-Musha to comprehend, but Tsurugi's regenerative power truly are that comprehensive. This is why historically, an enemy Musha's head was treated as the greatest prize on the battlefield.
来週中にはほぼ回遊すると思われます。
ならええけど無理はあかんえ
She can just sit in bed
医
and
者が
like,
必要な
I don't
ら
know.
すぐに言うてくれ
You
な
guys got TV, or she just gotta listen to the radio?
は
I bow my head even lower. Regardless of its necessity, I'm grateful for the prince's concern.
では殿下。
ああ
After bowing once to the prince, the commissioner turns to face me. It appears the pleasantries are over.
だいたい想像はついていると思うが、
はい。
お弓久保は我々との連絡を絶った。
Yeah. Damn. It's as I feared.
こちらからいろいろと働きかけてはいるが、定型の復旧は望み薄だろうな。
I mean, we did screw the pooch pretty fucking bad.
もはや謝って済む
Did I
話
say
ではございませんが、
pooch?
申し
I was
訳あり
thinking
ません。
prince at the same time.
今川中将が逆上するのは無理からぬことです。
Whatever impact there has been to his Highness's plans, General Imagawa must feel 10 times worse. Our actions directly undermined the foundation of his power.
いや、怒りとは違うのではないかな。
怯えた
Well, yeah, like they said, we pretty much flipped the board.
我々はお弓久保に朝廷権威を付与するなど協力し、彼の政権掌握を後押しする。かと、一応は対等の同盟関係を結びながらも、お弓久保はこちらを侮っていたはずだ。その侮りにつけ込んで、村正と政宗の存在をより鮮烈に見せつけてやるため、
Yeah, fucking put a 180 on that so hard his head's, facing backwards now.
ことを起こす段になっていきなりこっちが武者を繰り出してきたらびっくりするやろ思うてね。
はい。
This much they explained in my original briefing.
今となってはその細工も裏目に出た。我々は宇陀落城を破壊し
Mm-hmm.
古賀久保を討ち取る。その戦略と戦力を隠し持っていたと今川中将に見られている。
Yeah, now we might be able to actually twist his arm a little.
つまりこうだな。我々は最初からお弓久保と手を組む気などなかった。我々は計画通り来庁久保を利用して遊佐同心を殺害することに成功し、幕府の屋台骨を大きく揺るがした。
今川中将にとって今やこちらの戦力は限りなく未知
Take a
数。
lot of
動
convincing
揺
to
した
get him
幕
to
府
believe
なら撃て
that
るだけの力を持っている
shit
の
just
かも
got
しれ
out
ない
of hand and things happened. That was not the original plan.
疑ってるんやろな。多分夜も寝られん心地で。
Of course, the general need not fear. The prince has only 2 warriors, me and Ichijo at his command, which is approximately 1/10,000th the number it would take to pose a threat to the shogunate's armies. But Imagawa Raicho has no way of knowing that. Fantastic though the idea may seem, he has to be haunted by the image of a rebel horde gathering beneath the emperor's banner.
なんと申しましたものか。
This is even worse than I feared. If Imagawa Raicho had merely been angry, the prince might have won him back with some concessions. But if the general has succumbed to paranoia, then nothing we do will convince him of our sincerity.
いや、影明君が縮こまる必要はないよ。影明君と一条君を宇陀落に送り込んだのはこのわしや。
Mm-hmm.
そこんとこ勘違いしたらあかんえ。
I understand. A commander bears the burden of his orders. That is the way of things. I just can't accept it.
俺がもう少し気を利かせていれば。
I can't help but think that it might have been different.
それにまあ、状況もまだどん詰まりってほどでもないしな。来庁が怯えてるなら怯えてるでやりようはある。
確かにそうです。しかし向こうがこちらの連絡に応えない以上、とりあえずは先方からのアクションを待たねばなりません。考えられるのは2通り。
Are you done? In contrast to the prince's affected cheer, the commissioner's tone remains stern. The deep furrows on his brow do not waver.
我々とは組んだ方が得だと結論し、改めて同盟の継続を申し入れてくるか、それとも我々を生かしておけば命取りだ
Yeah,
と
one
判
of
断
those is a
し
lot
て
better than the other.
滅ぼ。まずそのどちらか。
所長はどちらだと。
わからん。
Mm-hmm.
そこまでお弓久保の心理を読み切れない。どちらもあり得る話だ。
そやな。
では前者の場合、
難儀なことになる
Yeah.。
今川中将と協力し、幕府を支配しつつ再建しなくてはならない。それも可及に。この現状を受けて GHQ がどう決断し、どう動くか、全く不明だ。
Mm-hmm.
お弓の動向よりわからない。わからないから、急ぐしかない。
Yeah, and who's to say someone else might not try to go to GHQ to, shore up their support.
最悪の事態がもしも明日訪れるのならば、今日中に備えを済ませることでしか対処できないのだ。
では後者の場合は。
Oh, God. Let me tell you, a single orange and black coffee together, not the best breakfast in the world. That's a lot of acidic. Ugh. If General Imagawa decides that the prince must be destroyed, what will we do then? When the army of Oyumi? Sure. Oyumi marches on Kenchoji with 300 musha and over 40,000 men. What will we do? The silence is our answer. On the first day, she sleeps. On the second day, she remembers and dreams. On the third day, she awakens, her heart filled with joy. Officer Minato's house, or the commissioner's, I guess, is a pretty nice place to stay, especially when you're recovering from 4th degree burns. I'm sure it would have taken a lot longer in my cheap little one-room apartment. I've got to remember to thank Officer Minato for arranging this. And the commissioner, of course, and the quiet lady, Miss Makimura, who's been looking after my needs. Still hurts whenever I move, like something's pinching at my skin, but the pain doesn't really bother me. The clean air coming off the garden makes it easy to forget. I guess the sense of triumph helps too. Compared to the satisfaction filling my heart, the pain might as well be deep ocean water. What? Okay. Sure. There, but so distant as to not make any difference. Sure. Interesting analogy. I can almost forget that there's still a ways to go before I'm fully healed. There's this energy inside me clamoring for release. It makes me want to go outside and run until I collapse. But with my arms and legs still growing back, the best I can do is pace in my room. When I get bored of that, I plop down on the porch, swinging my feet, clenching my hands. Anything to keep from sitting still. I must look like a crazy person, but how else am I supposed to feel? I did it. I defeated Usadoshin, one of Rokuharu's top generals. And that means I'm no longer just some punk pretending to fight the good fight. I'm actually fighting it and winning. Oh, I know this is just the beginning, but hey, it's a hell of a start, right? If that fuckered, okay, been left alive, I don't doubt for a second he'd have made even more people suffer like Sakurako did. But I stopped him in his tracks. I ended his evil. If that's not a reason to be proud, what is? I feel like I'm finally starting to become the daughter father wanted me to be. He always said that we needed to hate evil, to reject it no matter what. People are meant to be good, he said, to choose right over wrong, to devote themselves to justice. Anyone who doesn't is evil, and without eradicating evil, mankind will never be free of suffering. That's why it's so important to fight, to punish the guilty no matter the reasons. So long as any wrongdoing is accepted, evil will survive, more victims will be born. Justice will never have victory. I'm not talking to you, Google. Shut up. That's why I'm going to wipe them out. All of them. Every last villain, whoever they might be. Especially guys like Usadoshin, who hurt people just because. They don't belong in this world. I'll send them all to hell. And then, Father will praise me. Well done, he'll say. Just like he did when I... my first bad guy. Oh, killed. It's a little fuzzy there. I'm like, is that fucking cuneiform? No. I can see it. In my excitement, the blood must have rushed to my head. A wave of dizziness washes over me. I press a hand against my forehead. It's a little hot. I might have a fever. Maybe I should get some more rest, like Officer Minato said. The last thing I need is to catch a cold. Yeah, what does the state media have to say about this one? I pause on my way back to the bed. Yeah, that's a good idea. I've been checking the paper every day, but I still haven't seen any articles mentioning my accomplishment. Officer Minato said the shogunate was probably keeping it under wraps. Makes sense. If I were them, I wouldn't want anyone to know I'd let some guys take out one of my big shots either. Still, it's not the kind of secret you can keep forever. Plus, Rogaharu's grip is weaker than before. It's about time some paper picked up the story. At least, that's what he said. Glancing around, I find the evening paper wedged beside the door. The sun's still out, so it must have just arrived. That Makimura lady is really something. I grab the paper. My pulse thunders in my ears. I know better than to expect praise. If there is an article, it will contain only the facts that are known. My name won't even be mentioned. But that's fine. I'm not looking for praise. What I want is for people to see my work, to know and accept that justice was done. Recognition. That's what I want. Without that, it's like winning a tournament and skipping the awards. Slowly, as if climbing the podium, I unfold the evening paper. And there, the truth is written. General Usadoshin, murdered. Murdered. The article takes up the entire front page, with page numbers pointing to more inside. Looks like they devoted the entire issue to this topic. But right now, the headline is all I can see. Murdered. What's wrong with me? Why do I feel so strange? There's nothing written here but the truth. The same truth I recalled just moments ago. If there's anyone in Kamakura who shouldn't be surprised. But, then why are my hands shaking? The headline isn't news to me. I took him out. So what? Look again. He was scum. A bottom-feeding jackal who had the balls to act like a king. But I clipped him. I brought that fucker down. Look again. I am looking. I know what I did. So what if some reporter calls it something else? What difference does it make? Look. You didn't take him out. You didn't bring him down. What difference? You murdered him. You killed a man.
お主は正義を掲げ、奸悪なるこの遊佐同心と戦い。
Mm-hmm. You can try to pretty it up as much as you want, but killing someone's killing someone. You just gotta, accept that. And be like, yep. Just, dust your hands of it and be like, alright, time to go relax.
殺したのだ。
I was at some enhancement seminar, for military people the other week. And one of the things we doing, it's about ethics and whatever, and about, acceptable civilian casualties, yada yada. And it was would you give the okay to press the button to, launch a drone strike at this building where there's known, suicide bombers preparing for an attack, but there's a 90% chance you'll kill some kids hanging out on the street nearby. And it's ethically, the ethical thing to do is the thing you don't want to do is kill innocent people. But, unfortunately, hard, cold calculus of armed conflict, sometimes you gotta make some not so good decisions. And, yeah. I mean, I myself consider myself a moral, righteous person. And I know killing those kids is wrong. But would I do it anyway? Yeah. So, you just gotta accept that part of yourself that, yeah, that's, wow, that's kind of fucked up, ain't it? And go, moving on. Murdered.
誇るがいい。笑うがいい。この敗者をあざけり、無慈悲に交渉するがいい。お主は完璧に正しく、その正しさをもってわしを殺したのだからの。
At least for you, in this, it was pretty clean, one and done. You got your target easy. Oh, what the fuck? What the fuck? What am I doing? Why am I clinging to the edge of the porch, puking my guts out? I've done nothing to be ashamed of. I beat a villain. I dealt out justice. Did exactly what Father wanted me to do. I know, because I can hear him now. He's praising me, just like he did back then. The same words he spoke the day I... Good, good. You've done well, Ichijo. Well, if you had time to say that when you, you did your blow, man, you fucking cut him up bad. That's a fucking botched execution, you know. It's supposed to be one and done.
港さん
Like I said, you'll get over it. Sometimes you just gotta kill a motherfucker. It's fine. Although apprehension still sits like a ball of lead in my chest, I do my best to assume a neutral expression before passing through the manor's front gate. It won't do to give anyone cause for concern. I pause to steady my breathing, then open the door.
影明様、お帰りなさいませ。
牧村さん、ただいま戻りました。
お疲れ様でございます。
Yeah, how's our resident basket case doing?
あなたこそ、いつもお世話をかけます。
After morning, evening is the busiest time of day for the manor's sole caretaker. I'm surprised that she bothered to greet me at the door.
良いところへ戻られました。お嬢様の様子をお伺いください。
一条が何か。
確かめたわけではございませんので、自分からは何とも。
Yeah, she's kind of going through it. She bows, then returns to her duties without another word. Strange. What could be the problem? Can't be related to Ichijo's health. Miss Makimura would have addressed any issue there without waiting for my return. Something else, then. Some change that she only sensed. Not cause for alarm, but cause for concern. I better go see for myself.
一条。
How you doing, sport? The moment I enter the room, I know that something is wrong. My first clue is the absence of any response. I find Ichijo kneeling by the bed, head bowed over clasped hands. I think at first that she is praying, but no. She is clinging to something for dear life, like a drowning man would a lifeboat. Shifting my gaze, I spy between her fingers a flash of silver and red. The hairpin I bought for her at the castle. What happened? I take a step towards her. My foot makes contact with something on the floor. Immediately, my lizard brain selects the appropriate response, calling a halt to my forward motion and directing my eyes to assess the anomaly. The reflected photons from the discarded newspaper paint a headline upon my retinas. At the speed of light, that information is shuffled between neurons, broken down and processed, then returns in a new form. That form is called understanding. I understand what happened to Ichijo.
知ったのか。
She knows what she did. I suspected that until the moment she opened the newspaper, her subconscious had prevented her from facing the truth. That here, victory and justice are synonymous with murder. In her self-deprecation, she had... If her self-deception had been intentional, that headline would not have broken her so. But Ichijo is incapable of intentionally deceiving anyone, least of all herself. Presented with the naked truth, even in the form of a newspaper's headline, she had no choice but to accept it and understand.
一条。
I call again, just a little bit louder than before. This time, there is a response. Her head snaps up, her eyes fix on me. She blinks once. The next thing I know, her face is buried in my chest. She said she shells by the seashore. She sheds no tears, nor makes a sound, but I can tell that it is a struggle. She is on the brink. The slightest lapse in discipline will trigger a flood that will not stop. And that will be the end of her. People say that you should cry when you're hurting. It is true. Tears have a wonderful power to cleanse your grief, to soothe your pain. Through tears, we find the strength to stand and face the future. And that is good for anyone but a murderer. For someone who has taken a life, there is no future. There is only the past. immutable, final. That is what it means to kill, and that is why killers such as we can never weep for what we've done. Such tears serve no purpose but ourselves, serve no purpose but to grant a reprieve from our guilt. For us, therefore, to weep is a choice, to forget the truth of our deeds, or perhaps to imagine that we are forgiven. In other words, to reject the past, to reject the self, and become something new, shameless creature. One who has undergone this gruesome transformation can no longer return to the life they knew, for that is a part of the past they've denied. Thus, Ayane Ichijo will not shed a tear, not if she still wishes to be Ayane Ichijo. And yet, a part of myself asks, can Ayane Ichijo ever be happy? Might not forsaking that name, those duties, be the only way to find her peace? Of course, the answer is yes. But, as sincerely as I want to see her face, I cannot be the one to free her. I mean, the one to see her free. Man, I'm just making stuff up. But as sincerely as I want to see her free, I cannot be the one to free her. I am a party to her crime, and I cannot forsake my past. The only path to my goal derives inescapably from the murders that I have committed. Until I end Ginseiko's madness, I must remain a killer. And even if I choose otherwise, it would not be my place to offer her salvation. In truth, the only one who can is the man whom she killed, Usadoshin. That man is gone. If she desires salvation all the same, then she must find it in a lie. And that must be her decision. Only she has the right to desecrate herself. For my part, all I can do is hold her as she trembles. Yeah, kind of fucked up, ain't it? When she speaks, her voice must have wrung dry. Her voice has been wrung dry of moisture. I know that the curse is directed at herself. I mean, we're like evolutionarily. Due to evolution, we are hardwired to not, like, feel good about, killing other people. It's, like, bad for, like, herd mentality. I mean, unless it's, like, the other, in which case we do feel good when the whole group is killing them together. Then that's a herd bonding experience. But when just randomly, that's bad. The lizard brain do not like that. Well, the lizard brain might like it. The like fucking proto-mammalian brain probably doesn't like it though. It's like when people shoot at you for the first time. It's like, you hear this all the time from people who've been in combat. It's like the first time you hear bullets whizzing past you, it's like, oh, are those? Oh, huh? Why? It's like, them over there, they're shooting at me? That's weird. Okay. It's surreal. I don't care. I can't report it as spam. Shut up. I'm getting a stupid automated military phone call right now that I don't care about. Yep. Kill them all, Ayane. No, don't worry, it gets easier.
Ichijo.
What has such a grip on your soul? I want to know, but I dare not ask. The question could easily trigger a collapse. I do not have that right. What, like coping mechanisms? Oh, just like full acceptance of the self. Like, yeah. Yeah, it's like murder is murder, so,
あなたは同じように戦って殺して呪いまで背負って、それでも
The issue is you're like feeling the internal clash between the perception of being like I'm a killer and a hero. You know, in your mind those are two separate things, but like Minato has no misconceptions that he's anything but a killer. So, it's easier for him, you know. Synthesis of the self. He's already accomplished it. Well, to a point. He's still a little fucked up, but you're going through it. It's a little more turbulent for you.
港さんは強いよ。
強いのではない。俺はただ
Exhaustion, resignation.
それでもそれが戦い続ける助けになるなら、それは強さなんです。私にはその強さがない。
Oh, time to get salty.
一条
Not like the military salt. I mean, not like the gaming salt. I'm talking like the military salt. Crusty.
港さんの強さが欲しい。奪ってでも。
そんなものは奪えない。
And she doesn't need it. But no, perhaps she does. Perhaps she truly does need something, anything, to let her fight. Is that your answer, Ichijo?
なら、あなたが奪ってください。私を。
What, like kill you?
港さんと一つにして。
No, she meant it like that. Look, man, I really don't want to have to edit anything today. My male instincts are too strong to permit me to even a moment of blessed ignorance. I realize instantly what she is asking, and that she wants it more than anything.
一条
Maybe this isn't the time, you know. It might cause some, you know, bad coping mechanisms in the future for you.
お願いです。
No.
一度だけでいいん
No.
です。
I don't want to.
一度だけ。そうしてくれれば、私は。
My pulse rises, my pupils expand, a primal excitement swells within me. But should I surrender to his urgings? Will that save her, truly? I do not know, but I swore, didn't I? That I would follow where she leads. Oh, I don't want to edit. No, I have to go to work. If that is her decision, then I can only obey.
俺は女性の扱いが下手だ。
わかります。なんとなく。
手荒なやり方しか知らない。
Oh.
それでもいいか。
はい。それでいいです。その方がいいです。
わかった。後悔してくれ。
しません。
I will. I'm regretting it. Am I gonna have to cut here? Can we just fade to black? Do I keep going? Where do I want to make the cut? Well, we'll go until I have to make the cut. All right. I do not need to ask if she has experience. When I lift her chin and join her lips, it is more an attempt to alleviate her fear than it is a gesture of regard. Has, however, the unfortunate side effect of setting my urges free. Yep, there we go. So yeah, we will be cutting. Cool. All right, bye. Bye. See you two people. Are we done? Can I cut back? Hi, you two folks. Man, that went for a while. That was like 20 minutes.
乱暴でしたね。
Yeah, sure was. It'll be in the description if you want to, you know, hear my amazing commentary over it. My amazing, you know, narration of the scenes.
すまない。
It's a sickness. There's nothing I can do. Yeah, with you there, bud. Afterwards, she tells me that she killed her father. Thanks, way to just fucking trauma dump on Pillow Talk.
私が一番尊敬していた人で、
She whispers, as if describing a dream.
私が一番最初に死なせた人でした。
I don't know what to say. What happened between them? Hearing her speak, it feels at once both near and far, as if I can almost see what brought them to that point.
それは
なぜでしょうね。
Because he asked me to. There's no hint of evasion in her voice. She honestly does not have an answer, nor, her eyes say, is she looking for it. I can only guess, but it appears that she is unwilling to face this part of her past. The answer is there, if she'll only look, if she'll only tear that scar wide open. I cannot blame her for averting her eyes. Even the glimpse she has offered me must have been painful. If she felt strong enough to reveal it, then perhaps the acts we just completed had some positive impact after all. My curiosity is no reason to pursue the matter further. For now, I will digest the information I have been given. I've already solved one mystery. I mean, it has already solved one mystery.
同じだって聞きました。
Yeah!
呪いでお母さんを。
You know, this really ain't the best pillow talk.
所長
You're kind of bad at this. Regardless of how she learned, she's right. We are the same. We have each killed someone we loved, a parent, and in doing so, forever lost our right to choose another path. Now I know the source of each's obsession. This... psychic? Sure. Psychic deformity. Her devotion to justice is seeped in the blood of her original sin. If she turns back now, then her father died for nothing. I've never liked the concept of fate. Feels like an outlet for blame. Still, to think that we share the same crime, even I have to admit that it seems too perfect to be coincidence. And if it is fate, then I have to wonder, what does it have planned?
港さん、
あ
私は戦います。
Okay.
戦い続けます。
Do what we want to do, but like, never fucking call his daddy. That is gonna make things real fucking weird.
もう自分のしたことに怯えたりはしません。
Like, you
泣きません。
you
震え
can
もしま
have
せ
your
ん。
daddy issues and like, fucking have an outlet for them in a different way, but please don't, please no daddy.
港さんがそばにいてくれるなら、悪を人を食い物にするような奴らを憎んで戦って殺して、
Woo! There we go.
それで
Killing people solves all problems.
いいんですよね。
Yep. 100%. Her voice dwindles and fades into sleep, leaving the question to drift like a wisp of smoke in the air. I breathe it in, letting it fill my mind, then examine it as if I were standing in fog. Will it make the world better? To fight in the name of justice, to hate and punish the wicked. That is the right way to live, or it should be. I know because she believes it. When it comes to the question of right versus wrong, Ayane Ichijo is utterly impartial. No matter the circumstance, she will render a verdict so uncompromising as if to shake the very soul. So it was when she killed Usadoshin. There was certainly reasons to leave him be, but those were political. From a purely moral standpoint, Ichijo was right. This I know, however. Will her way make the world better? The fog only grows thicker. Oh!
というわけなのよ。わかった？
And with that, folks, that is where we're going to be ending it here for today. I know a little shorter one, but Like I said, I'm still on the rebound, and I don't have that much energy in me, and I'm hungry, and I need to edit. So, with that, that is where we're going to be ending it here for today. Once again, I'd like to thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, really in the future. Also goes on next time for the next episode of Full Metal Demon Muramasa, where hopefully I won't need to do any more cuts and editing work. But, like I said, if you want to stay up to date with everything that happened, it's in the description. That's your choice. Okay, bye now, folks. Bye. Mwah.